Hello and welcome to Talking Schmidt. I'm your host, Eric Schmidt.
Hello, I'm Greg Burmeister.
Greg, how you doing? It's been a while since we had a podcast.
Yeah, it's been about a month.
I was worried one of us died.
I know, same.
I almost did.
You did?
Yeah.
I mean, that is why we took a break.
That's why we took a break.
You were on paid medical leave.
Paid medical leave, thanks to the fine folks at Patreon.
Yeah, at United Healthcare.
Yeah. We'll get to that. So there I was. It was Monday. It was a Monday, early November. And I don't know. Do you watch? Did you ever watch any Anthony Bourdain stuff? Did you ever read anything?
I love Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah.
There's one of my favorite videos of his was when he was in Berlin and he went to Anton Newcomb's house, who's the singer from the Brian Jonestown Massacre.
Oh, cool!
Yeah,
I knew I recognized that name.
Yeah, he's a crazy man.
Yes.
But Anton cooked Anthony Bourdain this huge meal, and at the same time, like while he was cooking the food, he recorded like a song or like an album because he has a little home studio.
Sure.
And yeah, it was a very cool episode.
I wonder if Anton is short for Anthony. I wonder if they have the same name. Something interesting.
Yeah.
Something maybe for you the kids who listen to this podcast to look up.
Yeah.
But so anyway, I'm a big fan of Anthony Bourdain's as well. Loved his show. Loved Kitchen Confidential is one of my favorite books I've ever read in my life, and so there's a sandwich that he is supposedly his favorite. I actually haven't seen an episode of a show or read anything where he has directly been like, "This is my favorite sandwich," but it's like a Twitter. It's not a Twitter thing. It's a TikTok. I forget what these things are called.
There are too many of them.
Too many.
I don't like it.
Too damn many of them. So I
hope TikTok gets banned next month.
So I can stop paying attention to that shit.
Exactly.
But anyway, so there was this TikTok thing going on, this TikTok craze of sandwiches, and one of the ones that went viral was this one that was Anthony Bourdain's favorite, and it's a very simple sandwich. It's just mortadella, which is like an Italian bologna essentially, and it's like a good bologna is what I would describe.
It's not Oscar Mayer.
Yeah, no. It has pistachios in it.
Ooh,
it has
sign me up.
Yeah, it's very good. So anyway, so that's one of the ingredients. One of the other ingredients is mozzarella cheese.
Ooh, one of my favorite cheeses.
Oh, so good. So, we should do a whole thing about just cheese. Mozzarella. Very specific mozzarella cheese.
You ever try this thing called pizza?
Man, this podcast just turned into a cheese discussion, and it's been like that for episodes. But so it's mozzarella cheese slices, and it's on a brioche bun. And I know what you're saying to yourself, well, that's not many ingredients.
That's very few ingredients.
You'd think Anthony Bourdain might have something a little more complex than that. But no, that's all it is. And I mean, you need butter for it too, because you need that in the pan. You want to toast your brioche bun, and then do the meat. And so what you do is you get a few slices, 2 or 3 slices. I went 3 slices of the mortadella. Throw that on the pan. Throw a slice of cheese on it.
How thick are the slices?
Medium.
Oh,
you don't want thin, but you don't want too thick either. Because listen to this. So you take that little 3 slice thing and then the cheese, the 1 slice of cheese, you put that to the side.
Oh.
And then you do it all again.
Oh,
not the bun again.
Yeah,
but
so we're talking a total of 6 slices of bologna.
But wait, we're not done yet. Hold your horses. Not so fast, my friend. Then you do it again, a third time. A third time.
Is too much bologna.
Buddy.
Oh, buddy.
and the cheese too. Don't forget the mozzarella.
Yeah, that's 3 mozzarella.
Yeah, which is, by the way, look that up. Not how you're supposed to say that word.
It's mozzarella.
Yeah. Or if you're from Italy, it's mozzarella. But like this mozzarella is ridiculous. That's not a thing. So count them 1, 2, 3 of those little situations in the bun. And so I was like, man, I gotta try that. I hadn't had that sandwich yet.
Yeah.
Until about a month ago. And so I there's a nice butcher across the street from me. It's called Hudson and Charles. If you find yourself in the New York City area, go get you some meats from there.
Yeah, get buddy. A nice bologna.
or like something nicer than that. But anyway, so I assemble, I get all the ingredients together, and I'm finally gonna make this sandwich. I got.
It sounds so tasty, even though I already ate. Like this sounds really good.
So for lunch, I'm gonna make it for lunch. That's my plan. Right? So I go to get the butter. I know I have butter, but I go to get it, and I realize all I have. I ran out of like refrigerated like butter from the refrigerator and butter from the like little thing on the counter we keep to keep it room temp.
Oh yeah.
So I didn't have any like soft butter, but I had some butter in the freezer, which is not ideal.
Yeah.
But I was like, all right, I can still, it melts.
Yeah,
but like getting it,
you might have to wait a little longer until the sandwich is ready.
Sure, but like I'm like, all right, I got to cut a piece of this frozen butter.
Yeah.
So I got this big serrated knife out, and I'm so hungry. I'm like, I don't have time to get a cutting board and fuck with all that shit.
Yeah, I need this butter ASAP.
I'm gonna air cut it. So I'm just holding it. And those of you that are watching, you can see like how essentially I did it. I'm like just cutting it kind of in the air. Just holding it.
You don't want to cut up your countertop.
Right. Over the pan, so when the little piece comes off that I want, it just falls into the pan.
Yeah.
Well, fella, let me tell you something. When it at one point it was like, it just went through fast. Like I got to the midway point and then all of a sudden it just like shot through, and it shot at like an angle and just cut the tip of my finger, cut the tip of my middle left finger, like into a flap. So it's just like hanging off.
That is very gross.
Yeah. So I'm not like, when something like that happens, I didn't feel it. Like it felt like just like felt like I just like tapped. Tapped it.
Happened so fast.
Yeah, just like boom. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I look at my finger, like, the butter has flown, and I look at my finger, and I'm like, did I cut my finger? And then it just gushed. And I was like, holy God. So I grab, and I can't tell immediately how bad it is. I know it's pretty bad. I just grab some paper towels and like, hold it on there. And I'm like, what the fuck? I hope that's not bad. And then I pulled it up and looked at it. I was like, I gotta do this. I'm not taking this off.
Yeah.
I'm not taking the paper towel off my finger until I get to a hospital or something.
Yes.
So I like with my one hand, I turned off all the burners and everything.
Good call. I don't know if I would have remembered that because I would have been so preoccupied.
Right.
With
I was slightly. While I was sitting at the doctor later on, I was kind of like, I think I turned off everything. But anyway, so I turned off everything. I even put the meat and the cheese away. You can't have your meat and cheese going bad, folks. You don't want to have a stinky weird sandwich later.
You don't want spoiled meat.
No, can't stress that enough. So I get everything like situated, and I go. I was alone. My wife was at work, and so I run. I just leave. I go out. There's a City MD just around the block from me.
That's good.
Thank the good Lord.
I was gonna say, like, did you have to get an Uber covered in blood?
Help! Fuck this!
Don't ask questions.
The driver would say. So I just ran down there, and it was funny. The City MD people were just like, they were at the printer. Like they were staring away from like the door where you walk in, and I'm not trying to like criticize. I think they just like had a thing they were all kind of dealing with. They didn't hear the door, and so I'm just kind of standing there trying to be patient, because I don't want to be like an asshole.
Yeah, you don't want to be like, hey.
Yeah, and then one of them turns around and like sees that I'm just holding like clearly a blood hand, and she's like, oh my God, and I was like, yeah, what do I do? She's like, just tell. Like normally they have you like fill out things and like sign in on like a computer or whatever, or like a tablet, and she was like, just tell me your name. I was like, yes, this is way better. So yeah, they got me in pretty quick, and the doctor, Dr. Miller is his name, up there at the Upper West Side, City MD, great guy, really funny, and he was like I could, he took a look at it, and he was like I could send you to like a specialist, like a hand specialist, but like he's not going to be able to, like, it's across town, and he wouldn't be able to like work on you until maybe like for like hours. And he was like, and in that time you may not be able to reattach the tip of your finger, which is what we got to do.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, you don't have to, but like they could have just cut it off and like sodomized?
Cauterize.
Yeah, not sodomize. You don't want to. Please don't sodomize my
please,
finger.
Mr. Miller. Thank you.
Cauterize. Yeah. Sorry. So, like another, and I know friends who that's happened to them. They cut off like a similar thing, and they were just like, we're just going to take it off and cauterize it.
Oh.
Thankfully, it didn't come to that. He was like, I can just do it. I'm not as, he admitted, he was like, it may not take from me doing it, but like, I just think you don't have enough time to get to my, like, it won't work out with,
the
with
hand
the other
special. I always wanted to be a hand specialist.
Did you?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I was like, I really want to sew fingers back together.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. What made you not do that?
Mostly laziness.
Okay, sure. Yeah, that probably prevents a lot of doctors, actually. So he's just like, yeah, and it's funny. He kept taking pictures and like texting him to his buddy, that like is the hand specialist. And I think that's what he said.
Like, what do I do with
maybe he was just texting him to like his friends. Look at this idiot. So he's like, yeah, I think I should just do it. I'm like, yeah, whatever you think I'm gonna do. Yes. So and I got to tell you, Greg, I've got stung by a stingray. I've never broken a bone.
Really?
But, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Never broken a bone. You've broken a few.
I've
right?
broken a few.
I've broken a few of yours.
Yeah, that's true. My
by
ribs.
accident.
We were playing basketball. It was all in good fun. I also I fell out of a tree one time and broke my elbow.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
So, I don't remember that. I wasn't there. You were a child.
But I was 9.
Yeah. But yeah, like so. It was the most painful thing I've ever experienced was when he was when he stuck the needle into numb.
Oh, yeah.
You don't think about it, but it is kind of obvious. You obviously have like a lot of, sense. Like
in
nerves.
your fingertip. Yeah. There's the local anesthesia.
Yeah. And that was all he was doing. And that was the most painful part. Like the stitches themselves after he did that wasn't that bad. I ended up getting 9 stitches to close the flap. Why does that sound so gross? I don't know. But so he does the anesthesia, and I didn't cry because I ain't a bitch, but I was like,
that's my boy.
I was like yelling and like writhing as he was doing it, and he knew that there was nothing to be that concerned about. He knew I wasn't gonna like faint or anything.
Yeah, it's not like a life-threatening situation.
And he's just like, yep, this is gonna hurt. And it's crazy. This might gross some listeners out, but he one of the stitches had to go through my fingernail.
Oh, brutal.
Yeah. And so he sewed it up, and like it looked real weird. It looked like the smallest possible Frankenstein situation you could have. It's literally just the tip of my finger, and so he gets it all closed up, and I kept it bandaged for like 2 weeks. There was probably a point where I could have gotten away without, but it was just easier to keep it covered. Also, you really didn't want to have it like get knocked off by something that would just make it all fucking, not worth it. But so anyway, it's not completely healed yet, but I'll post.
I mean, it looks fine.
It looks kind of not all of the feeling has come back quite yet. I can feel it coming back, like closing in though, which is weird feeling.
Yeah, you probably want to hold off on playing the guitar for a little bit.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that would lop it right off if I started moving around on that E string.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'll post a picture to the Patreon if anyone's interested in looking at it. But like a close up, and like you know what, I'll post the gruesome ones too. Like, I'll give you the full.
Do one of the things where it's like the blurred photo and you have to click on it to show the.
I don't know if you can do that on Patreon.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah,
it probably requires some custom
watch us get kicked off of Patreon.
JavaScript code.
Yeah, watch us get kicked off of Patreon for having like too gruesome of pictures. So anyway, that was the beginning of the break we took, like about a month long. Did you what did you do, Greg? Did you lop anything off, or are you good?
Luckily my fingers are all good.
Okay.
I actually had a great time. I went to Los Angeles.
Oh, that's terrific.
Yeah.
And I went like a few weeks before you. So what'd you do out there?
I met up with my friend Becca, and we went to the.
Becca's one of your homies.
Yeah. Yes. Certified homie Becca.
That's great. You love to hear about a good homie.
Nothing better than a nice homie.
Yeah, I love homies.
Yeah, Becca's great. She's a clinical psychologist.
Oh, that's very nice.
yeah, and we went to this Italian restaurant, which is owned by a man named Manuel Gusti. Maybe it's Giusti. I don't really know how you say it, but
Manuel is an interesting name for it. He's Italian. I'm guessing by his last name.
Yeah, he's from Italy.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know Manuel was an Italian name.
Yeah, I guess I didn't either.
I would have assumed like some sort of Spanish.
Yeah.
But I guess, Spain's kind of close to there.
Yeah,
so.
it's all the same.
Sure. All right. So then you go to this restaurant.
Yeah, and we went there because I was hoping Manuel would be there because I'm a big fan of his. He moved from Italy to Los Angeles to play rock and roll music, and he ended up in Tim Heidecker's fake band called Dakar.
Okay, yeah.
Which is, it's like so Manuel is a recurring character on Tim's show on Cinema at the Cinema.
Right.
One of my favorite TV shows of all time. And he was there, and I walked right up to him and introduced myself, and he was so excited that I was a fan of that show.
Okay.
Because I guess this was in Marina del Rey, which is right by Venice. And he said, like, nobody in the neighborhood is aware of that show because it has a very cult following.
Sure.
So everyone,
as most things that you like do.
Yeah, exactly. Like a lot of weird things.
Are you in a cult? Is that?
I wish. And so Manuel was so excited that I was a fan of his that he pulled up a chair and we talked for like an hour.
Wow.
He was giving me all this insider info about the show, and it was a lot of fun. And then the next day I went to the Vulture Festival, which is like a TV film festival.
Oh, like the magazine.
Yeah, Vulture magazine.
Not like the Bird.
No.
Okay.
I don't think I saw any birds.
Very good.
at the festival.
It's so close to Christmas,
Yeah.
And there's like people give birds as presents because of that one song.
But yeah, the partridges in a pear tree.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I went to the Vulture Festival, which was in Hollywood.
Great neighborhood, by the way. They got that sign and everything.
Yeah, I could see the sign from the sidewalk. It was very nice. It was at this.
Oh, they got those stars on the ground too, and like people's names on them.
When I left the festival, I walked back to my hotel in Beverly Hills, and I walked down the sidewalk with all the stars.
Man, you were really living the life.
Yeah, it was great. And I saw Kristen Milioti do a 1 hour panel.
She sounds Italian as well.
Yes. Yeah, she plays Sophia in the new Penguin series on HBO.
Oh, yeah, which I still haven't watched it. I know you've been recommending it to me for the better part of this year.
It's very good. So, yeah, I got to see her, and she just talked about working on the show with Colin Farrell and everything, and so it was a nice time. It was much better than cutting my finger off.
Yeah, buddy, I got to tell you. Well, you were out there having a grand old time. I'm sitting here with a busted finger, man. I don't know about all this. Wait, I noticed you had like a really nice hotel. Where'd you stay?
Yeah, it's called the Montrose at Beverly Hills.
Wow. Okay.
It's technically in West Hollywood, but it's right on the border of Beverly Hills.
Did you get like a deal because you knew someone, or did you pay full price for that bitch? Oh, Jesus!
It was not cheap.
No, I can't imagine. I was like, where the fuck is Greg staying?
With that rooftop pool, like you could see the whole downtown.
Did you get in the pool?
Yeah, I actually didn't go in the pool. I just
what a gross misuse of your money. You pay that much money, you didn't even get in the damn pool.
Nah,
Did you bring a bathing suit?
I did. I laid next to it. It was kind of windy and a little chilly that day. So.
Yeah, it was when I was there too, but the pool was heated.
Oh yeah.
Was that? I imagine that.
I guess I didn't even. I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a fancy place.
So I mean, I guess the lesson here, Greg, is make sure the pool is heated
before you book. Always double check.
And we want to, this is our first one back after a month, and I feel like we want to do episodes now where people can take something from it, like a lesson.
Yeah,
something
it's nice to have a takeaway.
Yeah, sure,
something applicable to your life.
Yeah, we want to give value to
Yes.
the experience here, and I think we've done that.
I think we have. Make sure the pool is heated and use a cutting board. We got two lessons.
Yeah, oh man, I forgot all about my whole segment earlier. Yeah, if you're cutting up some frozen butter, buddy, get you a cutting board, or maybe wear some of those like shark gloves.
I actually have some of those. I should give you one.
No, my days of cutting butter like that are over. I can assure you.
I've got knife-proof gloves.
Also, I see we got an email from one of the kids who listens to the podcast.
Oh yeah,
I don't know how they're getting a live feed of this because we're recording. We're not putting this out.
These high school kids,
They've
they're
hacked into our stuff. So let me just respond to Thomas Quinson, who writes, "Were you drunk?" And no, again, middle of the afternoon.
It was a lunch sandwich.
It was a lunch sandwich.
Come on,
Thomas.
Yeah, what kind of a last name is Quinston?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, right. I mean, these kids. But anyway, no, was not drunk, sober, just trying to have a lunch.
Just trying to speed up the butter cutting.
Yeah, I ran into a situation I hadn't foreseen, and tried to get through it fast, and I made a mistake. Yeah. One I will not make again. All right, well, Greg, this has been a pleasure. I'm so glad to be back. Guys, we got some exciting news. I'm not sure if I should say it. Should I say it?
Let's spill it. Let's tell them. I feel like the people deserve to know.
Yeah, we might be moving. We might be moving into a. I hope that's the news you were talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. We might be moving into like a proper. Well, not that this isn't proper, but like we might be moving into a studio, and we'll elevate our like video situation and our not the audio situation and. Because Greg has the best audio, so the audio might be taking a hit, but the video and everything else I think might be a step up.
A little bit of an upgrade.
Yeah, so we're excited about that. Hopefully it works out. We're in talks with the Gutter in Williamsburg, where we already do our show. Which, by the way, that was terrific. You were amazing, Greg.
Thank you, thank you. You as well.
Oh, thanks, dude. Yeah, that was fun. My mom and my sister were there.
Yeah,
at that show,
that was
the
a great
Live
show.
Snakes show.
Yep.
And so anyway, that's where we might start recording the podcast. So we're excited about that. Fingers crossed. If any of you have any strong feelings you want to about this, let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
You can email us. You know where the email is. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say the email. We get too many emails. Honestly,
yeah.
If we could,
people like this Quinston guy.
Yeah. Like again, I don't understand how he was able.
Yeah, I really got to.
How is he watching?
I need to start connecting to my VPN before we block these hackers, man.
So anyway, we're excited about that, and we hope you are too. And I think that's going to do it for this episode.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time. Talking Schmidt is recorded at Burmeister Studios in
Astoria, Queens.
Opening music is by Greg Burmeister. Closing music is by
Greg Burmeister.
Our intern is Jason Travis. If you like what you've heard, please like, follow, and write a review for us wherever you listen to podcasts. If you didn't like it, please keep listening to it, but keep your opinions to yourself. If you really liked it, you can find bonus episodes over on our Talking Schmidt Patreon page. Membership is just $5 per month, and it goes a long way to buy us the equipment and bourbon we need. Thanks in advance, and hope you're doing great.